Good morning, everybody. Today is April 25th, 2025. It's a Friday. Good morning. It's been actually a really solid morning so far. So I went to bed pretty late last night, like 1 o'clock, I think, and I woke up at 8:45 this morning, and Skips was all being loving, so he cuddled me for a little bit. And then I got up and then played some Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I played till about 10:30, so hour and a half-ish. And then I got up, went to AutoZone, I bought more car coolant, so that's done for the day. I went to Albertsons and bought some donuts. They were having crazy sales. So I was scrolling through their app, just seeing what the deals were, and it was like cheap donuts, uh, dollars off shampoo, $5 off a purchase over $5, and ground beef for $5 a thing. And I was like, what? This is crazy. So I pinned all the deals, went to Albertsons. Before I applied the coupons, my total was like $80. Applied the coupons 40.35, and I was like, okay, cool. We just got 5 pounds of ground beef for 2008 prices. That's crazy. So on the way in between AutoZone and Albertsons, our town was having a recall signing for the city council members, and the dude was sitting there. So I literally was like, "Oh dang, I don't know if I'd be able to sign it because I'm not technically registered to vote." So when I got to Albertsons, I sat in the parking lot and registered to vote really quick, did my ID and everything, and then I went and signed it. The dude, he's I don't know if I want to name drop him. He seems like a nice guy. It's just bad stuff going on in the world, you know what I mean? And so he's on the phone with the city clerk. So much money. Much change. He was on the phone with the city clerk, and they were essentially telling him, "Hey man, you got all these signatures for the recall. It was like 18,000, which is like a third of our town, right? So we got all these signatures, and they were like, "Hey man, we mailed out all these things to them. Most of their votes aren't going to count. Most of their signatures aren't going to count because of they didn't vote in a certain time period. They didn't vote in the last couple elections or something like that. They didn't vote since 2018 or whatever it was, right?" And so Jim's on the phone with the clerk, and it's just like, "What do you mean? Like that has never existed before. Are you doing this because of this? Like, is the mayor putting you up for this?" So we're recalling 4 of the 6 city council members and the mayor, which is crazy because I've talked about it on a previous vlog. They're essentially just pushing through stuff to change our town in ways that aren't actually that beneficial. They push through parking meters downtown, and we're not big enough to need parking meters, and just it crushed a lot of the stuff downtown. Like, people just didn't go downtown. During the time of the parking meters, I didn't go downtown once, dude. And I was going there it was probably 4 or 5 times a month up to that point, like once a week at least, just to hang out. And then parking meters gone for me personally, and I know I'm not alone in that. So it's crazy they thought parking meters were a good idea, and it took a ton of money to put them in, a ton of money to take them out, and so all that money's just gone, right? Wasted. And then they're trying to put a hotel on this parking lot we have, and people use the parking lot for like a third of the year or a fourth of the year, and the payment they're getting is over the next 30 years a total of $500,000. Let me see. So let me do 30 times 12 for that many months. So 360, 500,000 divided by 360. So it's like $1,400 a month basically for the year. I'm pretty sure it was just let me see. So 500,000 divided by 30. It was what, 60 divided by 30 years. Yeah, it was like, yeah. So 16 grand a year, right? So I'm sitting there just like, okay, that's not normal, bro. And 2 of our city council members, okay, all of them are active on Facebook, right? But 4 of them are like really vocal. Like, "I've read the papers about it. Actually, it's fine." And then they'll just post like PR statements, like very clearly ChatGPT helped PR statements. "We currently value all of our community members' thoughts and experiences very heavily and weigh it deeply in all of our decisions. Don't care, didn't ask, move on." Like, oh my god, whatever. And then 2 of them are like, "Hey man, yeah, we didn't vote for this. Like, it's really not a great idea. We don't really like this." And the mayor is like, he's sending out cards for his reelection using taxpayer money, and it's just like, oh my gosh, dude, why is this happening? It's so weird, and it's just a very weird political landscape of like, obviously you don't want someone who's really against your narrative. And I was watching a video on narratives today, so it's like good facts, bad facts, or like good seeming facts, bad seeming facts, truths and lies, and then like how you can spin it to fit your narrative, right? So it's like, oh, the good narrative and the bad narrative. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. When you look at the stuff they're doing, bad narrative, good narrative aside, it just doesn't make economic sense. Like, and I almost like I when I was registering to vote, I was just like Republican, Democrat, Constitution Party, and Libertarian Party, and I was just like, I choose not to be affiliated because there's no economic party. Like, there's no like I can't just sit there and go, I actually have the biggest interest in the economy, and it's like, yeah, we live in a society that's so heavily run on the economy right now. Democracy doesn't really pertain to the American people anymore because the economy is so bad, dude. If you could fix the economy and say like help the economy, people will love you forever. If you tank the economy, people hate you instantly, dude. It's crazy. And so I'm literally just sitting here and it's like when you do things that are financially bad for the city, that inspires more hatred than if you literally just went out and like blew up a building. Like it actually is like, dude, you're wasting our money. You're wasting our money. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at today, and that's where the city's at. It's very, very interesting. So, yeah. I'll go over my goals for the day. So, I have done the coolant purchase, but I need to brush my teeth, make a morning video log. I need to do some yard work. I don't know how much time I'll have, so it'll probably end up just being watering the yard. And then I need to water the sprouts that I planted last night. We need to mix the fertilizer, the vitamin powder in with the gallons of water that we have. And we need to go to Walmart for tariff items. We need to clean up the apartment trash, and then I need to record RLRS episode 3. I think it's like 134 push-ups for that one, so looks like 139. So hopefully I'm ready for that, dude. That doesn't sound fun at all. So yeah, I'll see you all in the evening and let you know how it went. See ya.
One eternity later.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Today is still April 25th, 2025. It was a Friday. Been a pretty solid day all around. So, goals for the day were to brush teeth, do morning video log, do some yard work, water the sprouts, mix the fertilizer powder in with the distilled water for the sprouts, buy more coolant, go to Walmart for our tariff items, clean up apartment trash, and record RLRS episode 3. I have not brushed my teeth yet, but I will after this. Did make a morning video log, did do yard work, did water the sprouts, did mix the fertilizer powder. I did purchase coolant and put it in the car. Did do our Walmart order, and then I didn't clean up any of the trash in the apartment, and I didn't record RLRS3. Sucks. So woke up around 8:45, played Kingdom Come Deliverance till 10:30. After that, went straight to AutoZone. When did I make my video log? Oh, sorry, you went over those. But yeah, I went to AutoZone, Albertsons, signed the recall for the city council members, and then I talked to Corey about Doom, came upstairs, made the video log, and then I was eating my donuts, played some Schedule 1. And then after that, I went and made spaghetti and mixed the powder, the vitamin powder, with the distilled water for the sprouts. And then I ate the spaghetti, watered the sprouts. And then around 2:30, I went and did some yard work. So I dug up a couple more roots, watered the dart. And then after that, we went shopping at Walmart for our tariff items. And then got some gas, and then headed home. And then worked from 4:02 to like 11-ish, almost exactly. Pretty interesting day, honestly. So got there and then had a couple tables. It was pretty chill, and like picked up from like probably 5:30 to 6:30, and then again from probably 7:30 to 8:30, and then after that I was pretty dead. But right towards the tail end of that second rush at 8:30, Kaz and one of the girls got a table. And they ordered, I think it was like a mugu gai pan, a pork fried rice, and like a chicken broccoli spicy or something. And the dude had sent back the chicken broccoli, and so she walked over to me and was like, hey, this guy wants this remade with no sauce. And I was like, it's cooked in the sauce, like you can't do that, right? So she walks over and like tells him you can't do that. And I was like, oh, you just want to like take it off the check? There's 78% of it left. Like he's eaten a little bit of it. And so she like walks back and was like, yeah, he just wants to take it on the check. And I was like, dude, talk with the kitchen about it. Like they're not gonna. And she was like, okay, just tell him he wants it no sauce. And I was like, I wouldn't. Like I would just tell them he didn't like it or something. But you can do you. So she walked in and was like, yeah, he wanted this with no sauce. Like he didn't like the sauce. And like he wanted light sauce or something, and he didn't say that. He didn't specify there was no dietary restriction. He just doesn't like a lot of sauce apparently, right? And so I have a back table, so I need to get my food out, and so I have Carter go talk to the guy. He asked for a manager because Kazan was told no, like what is there's nothing, there's no flavor thing wrong with it. It tastes how it's supposed to. It's what everyone gets. Like it's fine. And so the dude is like being rude about it, and he's just like, I don't want to pay for this, right? And so I have Carter go deal with it, and Carter ends up like going back and forth like 3 times, and it's just like, dude, I'll do you one solid. I'll offer to pay half of it, and that's like the best you're gonna get. And the dude was like, no, I'm not paying it all. And I was like, low key, dude, I'm really glad I had Carter handle it, because the second someone tells me I'm not paying for this, and I've been told they need to pay for this, it's a police matter. Like it's literally like, yeah, I just need an officer here just so this guy understands he needs to pay for his food. Like that's it, right? And so Carter goes back and forth. Basically, the boss lady ends up coming out and talking with the customer, and I don't know what the customer said. I don't know what was said. Period. I don't know how he passed the speech check, but she actually ended up saying it's okay, just take it off the bill and make sure they don't come back. And I was just like, yo, he passed the speech check against the boss, bro. That's crazy. Because Chinese restaurant, she's an Asian mom. Like she's a Chinese mom. I'm like, he passed the speech check against her. Who is this guy, bro? But I'm literally just like, dude, it's not hard to just take a $16 mistake. Like, you didn't know, dude. You could have asked. You didn't. You had preferences that weren't explained. It's whatever. But doesn't mean the small business should take the hit on your business. Like, it's not our fault you don't like sauce, but ordered something that specifically says stir-fried in special sauce. Like, you didn't think, like, hey, as little sauce as possible would be a good inkling of a... And it's like, dude, come on. Like, bear some responsibility, right? And so we take the $16 mistake, and it's just like, oh my god, dude. Personally, I would have just called the police. Like, non-emergency police line, and just been like, hey, guy's refusing to pay for his food. Can I just have an officer down here to mediate? Really? And it's like, the officer might have just been like, you didn't need that much, just let the business take care of it. And at that point, it's just like, dude, he should have been more clear in his desire for what he wanted to consume. It's not fair for the business to take a hit. Like, it's just not. Like, if he wanted light sauce, he should have said that. And when the other stir-fry, the Mugu Gai Pan, has plenty of sauce, but he's not sending that one back, I'm sitting here going, what is happening in his mind? Right? All around, it was a really solid day. Other than that, I made $75, I think, so it was pretty good. And then, yeah, goals for tomorrow are to water the sprouts, make a morning video log, and I have spaghetti at work, the leftovers that I'll eat tomorrow. Spaghetti. And then, I think that's pretty much it, dude. Brush teeth. How was brush teeth? Write that down. I don't know how that squared it up being so big. Daily thought. It's so interesting at how consistent I've become. Like, yeah, obviously I write, let me see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spaces on a weekday for goals to be written. It's really interesting to me that having 10 daily goals almost isn't even enough to... Hold on, my wife just found me. Shut the door. I'm making a video log. That hurt me. It's really interesting to me that literally having like 10 spaces for daily goals isn't enough. Like, I do so much like stuff during the day that I'm not able to write down 10 goals only, right? And so I'm like, I don't know really how to mediate that, because I've kind of exceeded expectation in the sense of I'm achieving more than like, dude, when I started doing this, I'm going to go back to January. You go back to January. Goals. 1, 2, 3. Goals. 1, 2, 3. 4. 2 achieved. 1 kind of achieved. 1 failed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 goals. 3 achieved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals. 5 achieved. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals. 3 achieved. Like, it's crazy that I've gotten to a point where it's like, I literally am setting 10 goals and achieving 70% consistently. Dude, sick. Like, that's super, super cool. And so I'm like, I don't really know how to mediate that going forward. I mean, Monday, 100% of goals done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80% on Tuesday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 90% Wednesday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90% Thursday. And I'm sitting at 80% today, which is crazy, dude. At like, it's wild. Oh my god, Scoops. Get out. Come on. It's absolutely insane to me to become consistent to a point where I'm like achieving all these goals consistently. It blows my mind. Like just this December, when I started doing this was, or actually a month before I started doing this, it was so difficult. So difficult. Like December 5th to January 5th, before I started tracking everything, before I started doing all that stuff, felt like hell. Like it felt really, really hard. And even when I first started doing this, it's, let me see, drop off Video Log Pharmacy, an hour of video games. That's a bad day. Hold on. let me find a day where I just played a ton of video games. I was like literally Smite. Like 3, 4 hours, 5 hours of video games in a day. Leave for what? Leave for. I don't even know what that says. But I'm up till 3 in the morning. Get up at 8. No nap. Holy crap. But it's literally like hours and hours of video games, and I'm missing all these goals. So it's like priorities are wrong, and now I'm like kind of like developing. It's insane to me. Insane. Midnight to 5:15, Kingdom Come Deliverance. Sleep for 3 hours, drop off Yvette, pick up my prescription, clean up and laundry, shower, Risk, hang out with Anna, training, errands, prep steaks, Kingdom Come Deliverance, cook steaks and do laundry, Kingdom Come Deliverance. Bro, when do I sleep? Like, what? What, bro? And so it's like those first bits were terrible. And now I've gotten to a point where it's consistent. And I'm like, it is so impressive. And I feel mentally, I get to this point where I'm like, every time I mention that I'm becoming consistent, I slip. And like, mentally, I know it's not true. Like, it just depends on the day, right? But I sit here, I'm like, dude, it's crazy how much more consistent I've become in just the last 2 months. Like, just March to now is insane. Insane. And it's like, obviously, I've had bad weeks where I'm sitting here like, I mean, this was last week. Just goals, nothing, no times, no anything done. And then this is this week. I put an effort in. And now it's every single thing I do is written. And it's crazy to me that life, that your reality is literally, and you can control your reality 100%. 100% you control your reality. And it is so unbelievable to me to live in such a free time. You know, it's so sick, dude. So sick. So, yeah. Well, that's my daily thought. Consistency is unbelievable. With that, I'm going to go to bed. So, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful night. And I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Have a good one.